Video revealed the truck driver's call.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. Tonight, we're going to do a truck driver's edition. I was watching a special, and it really got my attention, and it was concerning how a lot of traffic accidents that happen, especially on the interstates, have to deal with the 18-wheelers, the big trucks. And what I was watching was a show that specialized on it. It talked about how a lot of those accidents could have been prevented if the person was not on their cell phone texting. And so first, it's going to be the first video is going to show a little background on it. And then it's going to lead into a series of just horrific accidents. And they're all involving 18-wheelers. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to let that run through. And at the end, I'll do commentary. I hope everybody is enjoying this wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in.
On hidden cameras, texting and talking on the phone. These are terrifying moments on tape when drivers are taking their eyes off the road, putting everyone around them in danger. Investigative reporter Jim Hoffer from our New York station, WABC TV, brings us the story.
Take a look at this video. A distracted truck driver in Arizona, allegedly looking at pictures on his phone, crashes into police cars and emergency vehicles, killing one officer. The driver has pleaded not guilty to murder charges. It seems epidemic. Truckers on major U.S. highways texting or talking on the phone. On the New York highway, this trucker appears more focused on texting than driving. One of the worst cases we observed, this driver engaged in dual distraction as he talks on two phones, carrying on two conversations. On any highway where we set up our camera, we easily caught truckers dialing, texting, and talking on their phones. Illegal for sure, and potentially deadly.
The truck just came up and hit him from behind and pushed him into another truck.
A year ago, George and Kathy Weed were killed when a driver who police say was texting slammed his tractor trailer into the back of the Weeds' car on a Pennsylvania highway.
It utterly destroyed us. I mean, it's devastating beyond words.
Do you think the consequences are strict enough right now for truckers?
Well, is it really changing behavior? And from your video, that video pretty clearly shows that there's a lot of people driving commercial vehicles that are still using their personal electronic devices.
Good Morning America, Jim Hoffer, ABC News.
strangers running from their vehicles towards a burning car, reaching into the flames to save a woman trapped inside. ABC's Mara Schiavocampo with the chaos on the road.
Tonight, newly released dashcam video of a massive highway accident and an amazing rescue. Watch as the crash unfolds in a split second. A tractor trailer barreling through a line of cars, causing this 10-car pileup.
Tractor trailer over an SUV that's on fire.
Inside this white car on the shoulder, a woman is trapped. Construction workers and other motorists rush to her aid, complete strangers desperate to save her.
It's completely quiet. We have several cars on fire. We have several people entrapped.
As the Good Samaritans try the door, flames erupt on the passenger side. But they don't give up, using a fire extinguisher to put out the blaze, finally pulling the woman out through the window. Miraculously, she suffered only cuts and bruises, and no one was killed. Now, even the mayor has posted the video to his Facebook page, thanking these unsung heroes. Mara Schiavocampo, ABC
tragedy
News,
on the freeway. 3 people, including a child, losing their lives in a fiery crash. And tonight, new video is giving us a look at what happened seconds before. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Trisha Keene. Todd has a night off. Let's begin with 13 Action News reporter Joe Bartels. He is live near the Spaghetti Bowl right now with the new information on this crash. Joe.
Trisha, the wreckage is clear. The roads are reopened at this hour, but take a live look tonight. You can still see the charred area where these 2 vehicles collided around 11 this morning. Tonight, investigators say they are still trying to work to identify the 2 adults and the child killed in this fiery crash. Violent crash brought traffic to a crawl in the Spaghetti Bowl. Moments before this inferno, a father and his 4-year-old daughter were able to escape the crash with the help of a bystander.
When we were finally able to get the vehicles apart and over the wall and could continue our investigation, our fatal team did locate 3 individuals in the sedan, all 3 deceased. It looks like 2 are of adult age. And 1 is a child, and then we also found a deceased dog in the car.
Once firefighters were able to douse the flames, they made the gruesome discovery. Investigators say a white Volvo was pinned under the truck, which was towing an off-road orange truck at the time.
The license plates are burned, the VIN numbers are burned, everything is completely gone on the car, basically. So our investigators have a long road ahead of them on piecing this one together.
Police say the white Volvo was speeding and swerving among traffic. This is video about 5 seconds before the crash from a traffic camera showing the white sedan passing the truck near Alta and I-15. Both continued north, but as the truck exited onto the ramp for US 95, the white sedan made a last-minute maneuver, crossing over the restricted white lanes, slamming into the truck and sending both over the edge.
We unfortunately have seen so many examples of tragic stories. Every loss of life on our roadways a tragic story, but to see, a 1-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and then again today, the loss of life is purely unimaginable and it's unacceptable.
Investigators have found a troubling trend on our roadways. The pandemic has given way to an epidemic of speeding. More than 30% of deadly crashes in southern Nevada are now blamed on speeding.
When we started having the COVID and the pandemic and everyone was staying home, nationwide, all the highway patrol agencies were seeing speeds increasing because there was nobody on the road. But now we're seeing these speeds that are still high, but now we have people on the road. There's other people out there.
Over the weekend, troopers caught this car going 127 miles per hour in the Spaghetti Bowl. On Thursday morning, troopers clocked a car going 114 on I-15. Authorities say it's a dangerous and deadly mix, with roads becoming more crowded. And back to this deadly crash, we're told that it was caught by multiple cameras from several different angles, which is aiding investigators in this. They also say the people inside the sedan, they're still, of course, still trying to identify those folks. And the father and daughter who were pulled from that truck, they were shaken up, but they will be okay.
Now to a
Reporting live, Joe
CBS This
Bartels,
Morning exclusive. In just a few moments, we'll be getting a new look at what led to this deadly crash. We first showed you the video of the aftermath on I-75 earlier this year.
And that crash killed 7 people. 5 victims were children on their way to Disney World. As News 6's Mark Lehman tells us, this newly released video is a key piece in an investigation. We want to warn you, it is tough to watch.
This new dash camera video shows the perspective of one semi involved in the January 3rd crash outside Gainesville. You can see the church van heading south on I-75 when suddenly an Eagle Express semi hits a car before crossing the median and slamming into that van and the other truck. Real-time video shows the crash unfolding in less than 3 seconds.
I remember closing my eyes and thinking, this is it, we're going to die.
At 31 weeks pregnant, Allie Laborde was a chaperone on the van headed from Louisiana to Disney World. Her 13-year-old daughter, Kara, and her cousin Sierra were among the 5 lives lost. Laborde learning of her daughter's death from her hospital bed.
I said, no, I don't want you to tell me that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to tell me that my daughter is gone. I don't want you to tell me that she's not here anymore.
Since the crash, Laborde and other survivors are suing those they say are responsible. This is one lawsuit filed in January against Eagle Express alleging negligence and wrongful death. It claims their driver had a tarnished driving record and the company didn't take necessary action to keep others on the road safe.
I feel such a weight, such a heaviness. I feel like I'm living a nightmare, like I'm living someone else's life.
But despite that day's horror, Laborde's daughter, Cambry, wasn't hurt. Just weeks later, she was born healthy and happy. Her name means angel.
It's a miracle. Yes.
Mark Lehman, getting results.
We're going to begin with a deadly collision involving a school bus. The bus filled with children on a field trip collided with a dump truck in northern New Jersey, about 45 miles west of New York City. A student and a teacher were killed. Many others are hurt. Michelle Miller is on the scene.
I'm going to need about 20 ambulances. I have a full school bus and I have victims on the ground.
Calls flooded 911 after a school bus carrying 38 fifth graders from a New Jersey middle school collided with a dump truck.
I got one child shallow breathing with a head injury.
Law enforcement says the school bus driver caused the crash after making an illegal U-turn when he missed an exit. The collision was so violent that the body of the bus was nearly sheared off the undercarriage. The front end crushed as it careened on its side atop the highway. The red dump truck involved in the crash stopped nearby. Mount Olive Mayor Robert Greenbaum.
It doesn't take long to look at this accident scene to understand how horrific it was.
Students were on a class trip with teachers and several parents. The 2 people reported dead were a student and teacher Jennifer Williamson. Another child is in a medically induced coma. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy.
Some patients are in critical condition and currently undergoing surgery, so please keep everybody in your prayers.
Canine units searched the nearby woods after there were reports of people being ejected from the bus. Officials say 43 victims were taken to area hospitals.
I heard 2 boys were severely injured and my best friend was on that bus and I was so scared.
The school bus was one of 3 buses of 5th graders on the school trip. The other 2 were not involved in the crash.
This is a devastation right now for our community, for the families involved, for the Eastbrook Middle School, for the children.
Paramus police confirmed to us that this bus did have seatbelts, that all on board should have been wearing them. And in fact, people were actually rescued while they were still strapped in. Jeff, as for the driver of that dump truck, he was taken to the hospital and treated.
So difficult for parents or anyone to see.
Okay, guys, so what do you think about those accidents? They were pretty brutal. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be doing our Unsolved Missing and a Broken Justice System. I have some excellent stories. I'm still working on them tonight. I'm editing it. So they're going to be really, really good. And this week, I know for the last couple of weeks, I've only highlighted women and children, but this week I'm going to highlight men in my cases. So that's going to be an interesting twist to it. Okay, guys, we're going to do my affirmation, and then we're going to close out. I am gifted. I am talented. I am beautiful. I am enough. Take these words of encouragement with you everywhere you go. Self-love is the best love. And until we meet again, have a good night.